Cupid's failed plan. Destiny's worst play. If there is something that Olivia Carter hated with all her being, it was weddings. Not because she didn't believe in love, but because every time she attended one, someone inevitably asked him, "And you, when?" It was the nightmare of any single woman in her 30s. This time, the interrogation was assured because the wedding was none other than the wedding of... Her first name was Madison, the perfect girl of the family. The one who always got the best grades, the one who got the ideal job, and of course, the one who married a handsome surgeon in a wedding dig. That movie. Furthermore, Aunt Margaret, the leader of the Find Olivia a Boyfriend committee, had already warned her, "I have a surprise prepared for you." In the language of a meddling aunt, that only it meant one thing: forced blind date. The mysterious man. On the wedding day, Olivia entered the hall in her dark blue dress, trying to dodge any relatives with intentions of arreglarle la vida amorosa. "Olivia?" She froze upon hearing her name and slowly turned around, like in a horror movie. And there he was, a tall man, in a perfectly fitted black suit, attractively tousled brown hair and a sly smile that screamed trouble. "I'm Ethan Parker," he said, extending his hand. "Your date for this wedding." Olivia narrowed her eyes. "Let me adivinar. Aunt Margaret?" "Indeed," responded Ethan with an amused smile. "She called me yesterday saying that you desperately needed a partner." Olivia sighed. "And why did you accept?" Because my mother and yours are friends, and if I didn't, they were going to torture me with messages of concern about my solitary life. So the two of you were trapped in this madness. Partners in crime, Mira, Parker. "Let's make a deal," said Olivia as they sat down at their assigned table. "We pretend this is a real date to calm our mothers down, and then everyone goes on with their lives." He raised an eyebrow. "Like a secret mission?" "Exactly. A couple of white lies, some strategic smiles, and that's it." "I like your style, Carter." The plan seemed simple, until it began and the familiar interrogation. "Ethan, what do you do?" Aunt Margaret asked, with the evaluating gaze of a judge on a reality show. "I'm an architect," he replied naturally. "Oh, a man?" "Reconfuturo," commented the aunt, nudging Olivia. "Don't let him escape, dear." Olivia smiled rigidly while Ethan tried not to laugh. The problem arrived with the most feared question. "And how did you meet?" The two looked at each other for a second. They hadn't prepared that part of the plan. At the cafeteria," Olivia improvised. Yes, Ethan continued. "I spilled coffee on her. I tried to help me, but it only made everything worse. We ended up covered in cappuccino and with a furious barista yelling at us." To her surprise, the story was a success. "That's adorable," exclaimed a cousin distant. "A romance ripped from a movie. Great." Now they had to continue with the farce. The unexpected dance. After dinner, the dance floor filled with couples, and Olivia was already planning a discreet escape when he heard, "Let the false newlyweds dance." Ethan leaned towards her. "It seems there's no way out, Carter. I can't believe we got into this." "I can. It was idea tuya." Olivia rolled her eyes, but accepted her fate. When Ethan took her waist and easily guided her across the dance floor, she felt an unexpected tingle. "You're a good dancer," she admitted. "You would be surprised to know how many weddings I have been forced to attend." For a moment, the farce felt strangely real. The music, the lights, the way he looked at her. But then the disaster occurred. A small child, in the midst of the wedding euphoria, ran across the dance floor and bumped into Olivia. She lost her balance and, in an attempt not to fall, she grabbed onto Ethan and spilled a VA glass of wine on top. Absolute silence. "You know," said Ethan, looking at his stained shirt, "this is very poetic, considering our false story." "You're right," said Olivia, holding back laughter. "Now it is realistic." And then both burst into laughter in the middle of the track, while all the guests looked at them with confusion. What if it's not so false? After the wine incident, Olivia and Ethan went out for some air. "Well, I think we've done a great job as a fake couple," said Olivia. "Our mothers will be happy." "Yes. But what if it weren't so fake?" asked Han, looking at her with a smile. Olivia felt her heart accelerate. "Are you saying that?" "I'm saying that I've had more fun with you at an arranged wedding than at any real date." Ella looked at him, trying to process it. "Wait, does this mean that my Aunt Margaret is Cupid?" A manipulative but effective Cupid. The two were silent for a moment, until Ethan he extended his hand. What do you say, Carter? Do we give ourselves a real chance? Olivia smiled and took his hand. But if you call me Carter again, I'll throw another glass of wine at you. Deal. And so that which began as a forced date, ended up being the beginning of something real, thanks to Aunt Margaret. End.